Switch this so we don't get double music. And here we are back in the game, right where we left off. What happened last time? A lot of things. I think a lot of things happened, actually. 3.2 GPM, not quite best, but pretty close. Oh, very good. Electric Dragon, of course, the keeper of the grub stats. Yeah, I'll take a 3.2. I'll take it. Yeah.
You blew it!
I did. It's true. Do we have audio? Yes, we do. It's just a little quiet at the moment. That's fine. Okie dokie. Ongoing issues here. We've got the Suna situation, which is effectively trying to help Suna out with her research by opening up the freezer. We are not strong enough to do it yet, so that is on the back burner. We can't do basically anything in this little stretch until we're able to open that thing up, because that's related to the ravers starting a nightclub bit. All right, have a good night, Electric Dragon. Nice seeing you. Always a pleasure. What else do we have? Make Titus give up Ruby's location. Right. So we have the name of the 8th Hardy Boy, who we found their lorry, and broke into it, in fact, but didn't have much info on it other than it's somebody on the run, basically. A few other people have made some comments around this person, but wouldn't give up a name, wouldn't give up anything else. But it turns out their name is Ruby, and assisted in the cover-up of this murder. The big drop that we learned here was that Clausia did not give us the correct information before. In fact, it was a cover-up. So while the two of them were in this apartment, he was shot dead. And we have an ongoing task now to check and see if we can figure out where the shot came from. There's a theory that it happened right here on the roof. There's also a theory that it came from very far away by some sort of professional sniper. So we're going to go look into that today. That's going to be on our to-do list. Yeah, but what's interesting about this is that the guy dies, and the decision is, you know, we're gonna go hide, like kind of try to cover it up as some sort of union murder, because Clausia, does not want to get caught by effectively the police, I guess. Can we get in here still? We can't. I'll get in here in a minute. But yeah, Kim tries not to look at your broken down bathroom door. Very good. But yeah, so I don't know, basically, and the cover-up was led by this Ruby character, which is why we need to try to figure this situation out.
The bed is still cold from the broken window, and not too inviting, but it's yours. You've earned it.
Yeah, can't rest yet. Also, I don't know if we can stay here because we have not paid our rent. Oh, what is this? Go ahead.
Kim also tries not to look at the pile of tape viscera on the carpet, or the weird suitcase on the hat rack, or the potted plant dying in the corner. But it's all just too morbid to ignore.
I guess we haven't been in here with Kim yet. That's really funny. Setting up an emulator on an NVIDIA Shield. Okay. Keeps wanting you to install ScumVM. Oh. I'm not sure I'm ready for that. ScumVM runs on everything. It is kind of insane how much... it's like literally on everything. I have it on my phone. I have it, obviously, on my computer. I know that you can, like, sideload it on a Wii. You can... It's pretty much for everything. It's nuts. Pretty cool. Okay, let's see.
The man is finding it hard not to trip on the tape and not to send any of the bottles rolling across the floor.
We're picking up the bottles now.
Where unidentifiable sludge makes it hard for him to breathe. Smells of vomit in here.
I did it my way. Oh, hello. Little yawn there. This is where the magic happens.
And by that you mean crimes against humanity?
Crimes against myself, at least.
I have no idea what that means.
Looks at the exit longingly. Got some experience, at least. Grab that bottle. Again, don't know what we're going to do with the bottle yet, but when we get there.
The window stands broken in its frame. Cold wind blows in.
Let's see.
The morning light hurts your eyes. It's hazy, but you see the ocean and some war-torn buildings.
The morning light, it's nearly 3 p.m.
The morning light hurts your eyes.
Can we do this without getting hurt now?
The fan is spinning. The blades come squeaking to a halt. The lights are off again. The lights are on.
Cool.
A mirror hangs on the bathroom wall. In it, your clean-shaven face, adorned with the expression. You're still not accustomed to it.
Okay. Encyclopedia in electrochemistry. Haven't done this check in a while. I don't know how serious this one is, but we'll try. Do we have an encyclopedia? I think we have a hat for this. Yeah, pop our encyclopedia hat on. I guess if we have any electrochemistry ones, try goofing with those as well. It's always fun to see what we can do here. +2 encyclopedia. Very good. This game is so fun. There was a time where I had no idea what was going on. Like, I did, but, like, I also kind of was still learning. Hang on, what's the necktie? Shivers. Okay. So we've kind of decked ourselves out best we can.
A mirror hangs on the bathroom wall. In it, your clean-shaven face, adorned with the expression. You're
The
still not
electrochemistry
accustomed to
didn't
it.
help much. All right, let's try the even 58 here.
It belongs in the new, the third decade of the current century. Enough time had passed from the failure of the revolution that, for a fleeting moment, free market economy seemed like the ultimate, uncontested way of life for our species. Things were
Okay.
good. It was smooth sailing. People made gold and champagne-tinted interiors and facades to suit the times, calling this the new style. But more importantly, disco happened.
Oh, disco.
Forget about ostentatious orchestrations. For Revachol, your city, that meant only one thing. Guillaume Lamillion. If it doesn't rhyme, you're not pronouncing it right. Out of the dazzling swirl of disco music, in an open-air boîte de nuit somewhere in Revachol West, Guillaume's blonde mane appeared on the screen. He sang some bullshit. Then he made the expression.
The expression. So I adopted it. Why?
Everyone loved it. Maybe you thought some of the stardust would rub off on you. Maybe it did. Either way, it's all gone now. Only the grimace remains.
Okay, I feel the need to add a clicking sound when I make it. Click, click.
The click is used to spur on a horse. It also features heavily in Guillaume Lamillion's regional mega hit, Don't Worry, Your Pretty Little Head. Sometimes you like to add finger pistols to the mix, because unlike Guillaume Lamillion, you are a police officer. It's your nifty little way to say, I'm armed and dangerous.
Love that. How long ago was the new?
There is a vast ocean of time between right now and the expression. Looking good on you, or anyone. 2 2 decades, if the calendar is to be trusted. Humanity has run aground in that time. It's a different world now. The expression is a relic.
Okay. Anything else? Like, who am I? Why did I become a cop? Why did I drink myself into oblivion? Good questions.
You have some understanding of the near history of disco, plus the trivia you've picked up along the way. Episodic memory, however, remains in the dark. It may never return. You should prepare yourself for that.
Does this have anything to do with the ostentatious orchestrations?
Not really. OO must have just stirred your mind. They're more like a disco rock band anyway.
All right, guess that's it.
It doesn't have to be. You can swoon over Guillaume and his champagne-corked smile whenever you want to. Maybe some of the stardust will return.
Ooh, maybe. Know the origin shaved. White check, I mean, why not?
It's too late. Like an image on film. The expression belongs to your primary motor cortex. It would take a minor neurological miracle for you to cease producing it.
Okay, I think that interfacing one is locked as well. I didn't realize that. That is fine. All right, let's get our regular stuff on, including the regular black jeans. Interfacing. Actually, well, doesn't really matter if we have those ones on. Empathy, hand-eye is good. Logic is nice. Empathy. Yeah, these are the better interfacing gloves. Logic is always nice. Pain threshold just in case. I'm here for that. Gotta put our frog detective hat on, of course. I will put that jacket on. Visual calculus, empathy. Yeah, we'll keep that one on for now. Alright. I think this is fine for now. Again, we don't even have to do too much here. Kind of interesting we can't get into that. I guess that's Kim's room, technically. Okay. Try. It's interesting. I would love to see the inside of that room. Like, there's so much we don't know about Kim, which would be, I don't know. I'm sure that's on purpose, but I don't know. Just always fascinated
Oh,
by it.
hello, dear. There you are again.
Okay, nothing new, it seems, with her. Are we able to do this talk with Titus
It's you
now?
again. What is it?
A little bit of a different situation now with this guy. Now I need to talk to Ruby.
Why?
Killer. I need to pin this on somebody, and I've decided to pin this on her. And she is, yeah, she is a drug smuggler. As well, or at least suspect. Civil war is brewing. The only way to prevent it is to solve the murder. That means talking to Ruby. That is actually true as well. We could just straight up say because she's your real leader, because it does appear to be that way as well. I'm gonna do the Civil War.
Sounds like you want to push this steaming pile of shit on anyone. Now you pet Ruby. Well, not on my watch you won't. Ruby's one of us. We're not gonna throw her under your moral intern steamroller. Fuck that shit.
And fuck you too, moral
He throws a glance at Titus as the last syllable leaves his lips. The big guy sighs.
Ruby is missing. If you hide from the police in a murder investigation, you become a suspect. You know how it works, guys.
That's nothing. That's just legalese. You don't even have a sound theory. I don't want to be rude, but we're trying to get some R&R here. Think you could fuck off now?
I think we'll keep sticking around, Titus. You'll be surprised at how quickly a theory presents itself if you keep looking.
Very high. 97. Have we burnt all of our good RNG today? Only one way to find.
A sudden flash of lightning in your neocortex. The hostel cafeteria is lit by its airy blaze. Floor plans, bullet trajectories, webs of human emotion, all channeled into a single thought.
Why are you so sure that Ruby didn't?
Because she was here, all night, with us.
He's cobbling together shit so he can put her away. It's Cop 101.
Cop 101.
She was here all night? 11:30 to 12:15? She was here during all that time?
Yeah, with us, drinking, near the stage there.
Yeah, didn't go to the toilet?
No.
Whole 45-minute window?
All right. She took a fucking leak, okay? For one moment. Maybe went out too. She has an operation to run from her lorry.
As we know.
We're not getting into what that operation is again, Cop.
That's probably for the best. Don't break your stride now.
And just 'cause she was gone for 5 minutes doesn't mean she magically got to the roof and shot him. I've been through this. It's not plausible.
All right, we're in. We got Ruby unaccounted for sometime during the window. This was crucial. Now let's place her on that roof.
Oh, yeah, there's a secret route. All right, you do agree that the shot came from the roof, though?
Why not? You can't draw a straight line into Clausia's window from any of the surrounding buildings. Not from what I know about Martinez. Maybe from the coast. But like I said, I've been too busy dealing with you idiots. So no, I don't think it was a sniper. It was close up.
72% chance. That's right, we crunched the numbers last time. Did the math. 72% chance that the bullet came from the roof.
72%. There's a percentage and all. Where'd you get it from? Your guys in the lab?
I analyzed it on the spot. Turns out I could do that. Well, we'll go with the lab thing here just to kind of do it. Big lab back in Jamrock, the Jamrock Ballistics Lab.
Wouldn't hurt to have one of those in Martinez. Still, all the labs in the world don't put her on that roof. How'd she get there? Climb?
Yeah, so obviously we know there's the secret route.
How?
Looks sincerely curious. Through what looks like an abandoned pinball workshop.
People say there was a pinball arcade here, sometime before the hostel. What was it called, Theo?
East Delta Pinball Arcade. Weird place. Went bankrupt.
Weird? How? You're wearing the pinball maker's coat.
We are. What do you mean weird?
Was run by a fella called Nerflock something, who wore a yellow dust coat like the one you have on right now. Weird guy. Never liked him.
It is a very comfortable coat for such an oldie.
Okay, but how'd you get up? There's no room for a staircase in this building. Or an elevator, for that matter.
There is an elevator.
The elevator is outside the building. It's an old dumbwaiter used for moving pinball machines up and down from the workshop.
From there, a door leads straight to the roof. You can just step outside.
Ruby could have gone up, shot him, come down. All under 7 minutes.
That's quite the theory. We need to have a look at that secret passage, boys.
I'm on it, boss. Right when the law clears, me and Angus are going up there.
It's a dumbwaiter, not an industrial lift. How about I go instead of...
Just now. You got something else to back this route up? Or is that it?
Have you noticed the winch out back on the outer wall of the world?
I've seen the winch. I'm not blind. You saying it's part of the elevator she used to get up there?
That's right.
That's one mystery down then. An architectural mystery. Doesn't much concern Ruby, does it?
There are pinball machines in the workshop still operational.
Right. What the fuck does that got to do with Ruby?
What if they're connected to the murder? A pinball murderer. Yeah.
God damn it, Carl. Are you kidding me? You know it was no goddamn pinball murderer.
Don't say funny things. He looks calm, but these are serious accusations against one of their own.
That's fair.
Just a thought experiment. Let's go on.
Found footprints, yep.
Footprints. Recent.
About 43, I guess that's what it was.
43 is pretty large for a girl, don't you think? But then Ruby's what you call a butch girl. She's no daffodil.
Yeah, but that's what's so cool about her. It's why we've been thinking...
I know what you've been thinking, Glenn. We'll talk about it. Once the murder charges have been cleared.
Hey, Summer. Welcome, welcome.
Titus, you're not really saying...
He's thinking, all right. Glenn gets silence for an answer. Push forward with this theory.
Yeah, have we firmly established Ruby could have access to the roof where the man was shot? Yeah, I think we've done it now.
Firmly doesn't go well with could've. There's a route to the roof. Me and the boys need to check it out. That's what we've established. But a route does not put that bullet in his head. A gun does that, and Ruby doesn't carry one.
Phase 2. Murder weapon. Get a gun in her hand. If not that, then at least a shadow of a doubt. In the shape of a gun.
The shape.
Just don't contradict yourself. If it doesn't sound like Ruby did it, maybe keep it to yourself.
The local pawn shop sold my lost gun to a woman. Maybe it was her.
You lost your gun?
What an idiot!
Tell me, did you lose it before the murder?
Maybe.
No, you didn't. And Ruby didn't use your lost gun to kill him.
Okay, so we took a hit there.
Stop thinking about your lost gun, damn it. You'll get a heart attack.
All right, fair enough.
This was merely a thought exercise. He did not lose his gun. Let's move on.
Okay, I can't get out of this, so I suppose... Antique rifle?
That looks antique. A Belle McGrave. It's inoperable. Where'd you get it?
Sell under the bookshop.
20, maybe 30 rifles, Titus. Also broken, but still, there were too many. And there must be other caches too.
Yeah, it's been a good stream so far. I've been having a good time. A new PB on my indie saves run, which was great. Really happy about that. And then, yeah, we just kicked off this playthrough. You haven't missed too much yet.
God damn it. We need to close that dump down for good.
Okay, I see your point. There are guns lying around. Damn it. I thought we'd found all the old spots. Why was that still there?
It's a good question. But a better question, of course, is what is Bonnie up to? As we have a Bonnie treat redemption in from Summer. Whoop. There she is. Whoop. There you go. Thank you very much, Summer, for the treat redemption. Bonnie's been snoozing back here. Having a good one. How are you doing, bub? You all right? Yeah. Lots of treats tonight. Thank you all for the redemptions today. Leave her to go back to rest. She's kind of been taking naps in between the treats. Not a bad way to be. Get my chair back where it was. Oh, food poisoning. Oh, it's the worst. I've been very lucky, knock on wood, to not have had food poisoning recently. Been probably like 7 or 8 years since I had it last, and boy, it is the worst. So I'm sorry to hear that. Hang in there.
We just missed one. Ruby doesn't know this place, boss. Just these cops digging up shit.
Jacketed bullet.
So
it had to come from a breech-loading rifle. Military grade. Not even you militia monkeys have those.
They just said that there's military guns lying.
This goes against your short-range theory. If the murder weapon was military grade, how did Ruby get it?
You just showed him a breech-loading gun.
You're right. I'm never solving this case. It's too complicated. Yeah, I just showed you the gun.
A broken old broomstick is what you showed me. But point taken.
Time to really close the deal. Show them the bullet.
Alright, do it.
The blonde man looks at the mushroomed Deathbringer in the evidence bag and says,
Yeah, the bitch is jacketed all right. 4mm too.
"Whoa."
Thank you, Fat Angus.
Well, goddamn. It's not proof, but it's a possible murder weapon. Close to her. Too damn close. You have been thorough. I'll give you that.
Oh, thank you. Okay, yeah, maybe smuggled some guns.
God damn. That's just about your favorite topic, isn't it? Every fucking 5 seconds.
We really haven't talked much about this, in a significant amount of time. But go on.
You were warned not to bring it up. Your best shot here is to just back out of it.
Okay, cop. She's got connections. I could see how she could have access to a gun. That still doesn't mean she did.
That's all you needed. Doubt.
Okay, and I guess small chance the shot can't. Yeah, we don't want to say that. Say prove that I had the murder. Just that we need to find her.
I don't know, cop. Why don't you find your lost gun first?
Easy now, Al. This isn't comedy hour.
Titus, we're not seriously considering it, are we? Ruby wouldn't do this. Why would she do something like this?
Phase 3. Motive. The last component. The big one. Get this and they'll give her to you. Remember, don't piss him off. That never works.
Maybe she killed him because she thought it would curry favor with you? Maybe. Why did she organize the cover-up? That is a good question as well. We'll do the favor thing, as that seems to kind of play the suggestion here.
You had expressed, on occasion, your dislike of the mercenaries' presence in Martinez, right?
Kim picking it right up.
Whack someone in my district? That doesn't carry much favor with Titus Hardy. She has to know that.
He rubs his chin and looks out the window. Let's ask about the cover-up then.
And I suppose you have a theory on that.
She could have been covering herself up. Yeah, sure.
Think about it. Why go through all that effort? It was her idea, wasn't it? The hanging. You went along, but she suggested it.
She had, like, a fully formed plan and shit. Right when she came back downstairs.
Really, Shanks? Claudia wanted to talk to another girl, that's all. She was just the first one up there. I could have come up with that plan if I'd have been first.
All right, let's okay, I'll hit the brakes there, Eugene. All right.
Time for a logics demonstration.
Oh boy, you got to pick somebody in the spot. Okay, what's the best way to go about this? Gotten a couple different approaches here. Fully formed plan. Right when she came downstairs. I guess let's try Shanky, because he's already kind of given himself up on that.
I didn't do it, fucker. It wasn't my plan.
You probably did, though.
It's just a thought experiment. Think, Shanky. You killed him. You got up there, shot him, cut down.
Would you prefer to go to trial with your buddies as part of a lynch mob or alone for committing murder?
Fuck you, man. I would never fuck my guys over like that.
He squeaks with indignation.
She didn't either. She would never do that. Why aren't more of you defending her? This is fucking stupid, Titus.
Glenn, I thought the same thing when she skipped town and left us in this shit.
Oh, so he didn't rule her out completely. And she skipped town. This is good.
Yeah, we're gonna go with this one down here. Titus, you have to see this. Things do not add up. We need to talk to him.
Silence. He looks around the room. The old man in the corner nods. A very small nod. And a trickle of tobacco spit on his lip.
Yeah, I see it. There's one more thing I've been wondering about. Ever since you asked me where she is. Add it to your list of suspicions, if you want. I don't know where she went. She just got up and left. Got real scared, too. Wouldn't tell me where. However hard I asked. Want to know why?
Why?
She was afraid I would tell you. Maybe she was right. By now, I probably would.
She knew there's evidence on her, and she knew we'd find it. This is typical suspect behavior, why fleeing is always incriminatory.
Perhaps. Ask her if you find
Level
her.
up.
It won't be easy, though. She made sure of that.
Okay. That was a well-navigated dialogue tree here. Very good. When'd she leave?
Friday afternoon, when you first arrived. I got word the RCM was in town. Then she came in to see me. Told me she was leaving. That's when we had our little conversation.
So what is she scared of?
I told you. You.
Me personally? The RCM?
No, you. As in the cop with the sideburns and the disco clothes.
Don't forget the funny tie, too.
How can I forget? You know, when I first saw you limping here, I thought she was paranoid or sniffing her own supply. But now I'm not so sure.
Now, what else did Ruby say about me?
She said you have a funny taste in clothes and that you won't stop.
This is all true. I won't stop?
Until you have something on her. She said she's heard of you from Jamrock, that you're a human can opener, that you play suspects against each other, open them up like cans.
And then when they're all empty, just move on to the next can. Don't look back unless there was something you missed.
Fucking hell. Titus, did he just...
Open Angus up like a can? Yes, he did. Now, we can whine about it, whack him, or we can go on with our lives. I'm having a go on with our lives kind of day, Al. How about you?
Silence. He nods.
Is that true, Kim? Am I a can opener?
You are insistent.
Anything else?
Yeah,
Anything
there
else?
was something else. She wouldn't tell me, though. I could see she wanted to. It was burning on her lips. This called Titus, this called Pete. But she was too scared.
Do we have any clues on where Ruby went?
She's not far. We know that much. She didn't take her lorry, so she's on foot.
Just open them suckers up.
Good fucking luck, man. She knows this place like the back of her hand. You'll never find her.
Yeah, Al, and we won't either.
She's not really a hardy candidate anymore, is she?
She's not, Glenn.
Have you guys looked for
A
her?
little. On the coast.
On the coast.
Where have you looked for her? More precisely.
More precisely, on the coast, past the waterlog. She's not here, so I'm thinking she's there.
Okay. Yeah, where should I start looking?
Sure, there's some shit houses there, a cinder block town. Fisherfolk there refuse to unionize, so that's one place we haven't looked.
Okay. That's where we're crashing these days, so we'll pop over there.
I hear they have a shack where junkies sometimes crash. Time for you to step up.
That might be exactly where we're staying.
We will start there. One more question. What does Ruby look like?
Boyish, hair's red, dyed. She looks like a Lowry man.
You know what she's doing with Ulan frequencies.
The what now? I have no idea. Boys?
Boys.
She said she's building a pale emitter.
What?
We were talking about radio equipment. She said she's doing Ulan frequencies and a pale something. I don't know more.
This guy barely understands what he's talking about.
Okay.
There you have it. Pale something.
Pale something. Perfect. Okay, go on that. It'll do.
It'll have to.
Puts his hand out. Yeah, I'll shake it.
His grip is
Yeah,
firm
there.
and reassuring, like holding a piece of unpolished granite. Not just granite, tightly packed RCM Sergeant material.
There should be a couple.
When are
things.
you gonna get it through your dumb head? I already am. I just wasn't sure you were.
And he still isn't. People aren't afraid of good cops in the way Ruby was afraid of you, he thinks, then turns back to his men.
Okay, that was fascinating. Alright, so we're looking for a lot of things here. Okay, so a lot happened there. We do have a level up here, and we're actually halfway to another one. Where to even begin? I'm very much interested in trying to get the Jamrock Shuffle unlocked. Because that just seems kind of cool. So I think I'm going to use this point to unlock a new skill point. I could have done something else to get the... I don't know, to continue other things, but for now, that'll do. I'm going to check really quick if there's anything Tommy wants to say, because he
Still
also
here.
knows Ruby.
Stuck in this damn jam, my man. What's up?
Figured he'd have something. Learning more about the Pale is what hooked you on the game world. Yeah, it's been mentioned a couple times, right? Where, like... some reading that we did earlier, I remember in the bookstore, kind of suggested a bit of that.
Hello, hello. Let me know if I can help you with anything.
Can we do this without hurting ourselves? That is
Sure
the question.
thing.
Where I can find this
My
buyer.
apologies of...
A needle in a haystack. There is nothing you can...
Sure, man.
Okay. Again, I wasn't sure if this was maybe like a Gabriel Knight situation, is now that we've got kind of a connection between a person and the gun, more solid connection, if we might be able to glean a bit more information. Like, hey, we know what she looks like. You know, do you know anything else? But yeah, we'll just kind of keep it cool. So we've kind of, I think we've gone everywhere over here, to my knowledge. However, again, we've got a little bit more info. There's one place we haven't
beginning to die
fully checked.
down. Look at those little bastards. Simmer down. Simmer down, bastards.
Try with her first.
Why
Here.
does she care about the waves so much?
What's it with you and those waves?
What is it with waves and fishermen? We need to be out there with them, fishing, making a living. So I asked them to accommodate me. But until that happens, I can try to assist you the best I can. So, what will it be, officer?
Okay.
Oh? Who?
Okay, yeah, here we go.
Okay. When did this person stay here?
Very recently, over the past few days, she might have arrived on Friday.
Oh. I've been out on the sea for most of the past week. The weather's been good for fishing, so I usually start at 4 in the morning. Yes,
Really?
that's the optimal time. Got to make the most of the calm. I've been sleeping like a corpse after. The sea really takes its toll. Now I'm just waiting for the wind to settle to get out there again. Sorry I couldn't help you out. Maybe I can help you find someone else. Really? Are you sure you're not also looking for Nadia Harnancourt? Or Ignis Nielsen? Or the great lost city of Ace under the waves?
We already found Atlantis tonight, so we're good.
A lot of stuff.
These, like, asses of this woman are so interesting. Yeah, that's what cops do.
I guess that makes you into some sort of terrier. Either way, I can't help you out.
You thought. Kim's presence makes it awkward. -1 point. Hilarious. Alright, be seen. Okay. So that's one person down. I have a feeling that we're gonna get something here, right?
Our tenant, the policeman. I hope the waves don't keep you up at night. What can I help you with?
Have you seen a red-haired woman named Ruby around the coast?
Nay, I haven't seen anyone lately.
Okay, but do you know who I'm talking
This is my little cinder block town. I know what goes on around here.
She nods with a wrinkled smile.
She's being evasive. She knows something.
There was a murder in Martinez. She might be a suspect. We would appreciate your help.
Would you now? I know how this world works, and it doesn't work when people tell on each other.
Yeah, I guess we know that they are not joining the Union, so I can say this isn't about the Union.
Ah, I should have known. This is yet another Union mess.
Oh.
I'm not afraid of them, you know. We are not in the habit of being afraid around here.
I see. You know something, but you decided not to tell us.
There's not much to tell. People come and go. Now, was there something else?
I see, ma'am. I hope you don't mind if we look around anyway.
You should look around your shack. Maybe she's rented it out to others too.
Okay. I wonder if we could have gotten a bit more on that. Somebody else. Do kids know anything?
The scruffy-haired little boy kicks a stone while the other watches him do it.
Lily, your sister?
Yes.
Yes?
Yes.
That's it?
It doesn't look like he knows what that means.
Must be Lillian's twins.
This one doesn't say anything, kicking the concrete with his worn-out sneaker.
Lily's our mum.
Already said that.
The stone kicker laughs suddenly. His head is too large for his shoulders. The other one laughs as well. Wow, So intellectually stimulating. The stone kicking isn't even of very high caliber. Anyone can do that.
Children are stupid. Have you seen any bad people around?
What bad people?
One of the twins looks up, his mouth slightly open.
I don't think questioning 4-year-olds without their parents present is gonna crack the case.
Alright. Anything in here? We should check our apartment out, though. We should do that. Hello again?
Hello, mister.
Are you a Lillian Stark?
Yes, I am. Little Lily. You know my mom?
Not really, but I'd like to. Yeah, we met her.
That's nice. My mom is great. She's never angry or anything.
Oh, okay, interesting. Do you know anyone named Ruby?
Ruby. Ruby.
Suddenly the girl gets all serious and leans in as if she's about to tell you a secret.
My mom tells me I'm a big girl, but she doesn't know that I can't say Earl. Or like, sometimes I can, but then
Kids.
Kids.
Bye!
Bye! Good talk, I guess. Do we leave? Thank you. Okay, questioning is gone as expected. Oh, what do we have here? What is this?
A drop in temperature, an easy flow of air, an empty street. Before you, a thoroughfare unjammed with lorries. No more drivers smoking on hitch steps. Just silence.
What does the smoke smell like?
Chemically sweetened. Across the road, a forgotten bus stop. Corrosion has opened a hole in its roof. An elm tree watches over the building. Its branches are dripping with rain and snow. The road is smooth and motley. Craters filled with a black asphalt. The asphalt, first laid, is grey already. A row of tenements are under construction in the distance.
Who are the people who live across the road?
A tub warm with water, white with soap. A man bathes while radio waves transmit the lottery numbers. 4, 18, 21, 4, 1. A modern washing machine rattles a drawer full of silverware. His boyfriend is on his way home. He brings tins of meat and vegetables with him. Their pockets are heavier with money, but only slightly.
Okay. What about the bus stop?
Number 312D. Young girls used to come here, huddled up, hoping for more warmth than their thin coats give them. The bus took them to school. It has not run for 8 years. There were not enough girls to sustain its cost.
What about the road?
Craters pocked the surface. Children played in them until heavy trucks full of black pitch rolled in. The landowners have filled the craters with money. It is a vital artery of the flow of trade. There's one bump on the road. A dead dog lies flat about 200 paces away, right at the turn. Tragedy comes from the wheels of a fast RCM vehicle, hurrying to work. The cold washes over you. The sound of the sea has grown distant. The wind moves the aerosol. A detective stands behind the boom barrier. A breeze moves a curl of his hair.
Yeah, this is a new section. I don't think we've been over here yet. We go around? No. Okay. Interesting, interesting, interesting. Okay, let's check in with these folks down here. We do have some stuff that we can trade for info if we need.
Danko.
Abigail, yeah. Drool dribbles from the left side of his mouth and down his jacket lapel.
There's no waking him from his stupor. His mind is elsewhere.
Okay. Yeah, I'll give this guy a
Tequila Sunset.
Have you seen a red-haired woman named Ruby around here lately?
Can't really remember seeing any women after losing my keys.
Idiot doom spiral.
He really has no idea who this Ruby is, sire.
Okay, seeing you. Got our supplier
The
here.
legend! He's back. And firstly, I got smokes and piss and a little speed.
Okay, so not much going on in there. Nothing going on in here. So I suppose that leads us to check the apartment. Perhaps there is something here to check out.
On the table, you see a bowl of water, a rough set.
Yeah, we already knew that one. What's this?
As you look at the floorboards in this corner of the shack, it's clear one of them isn't quite level with the others.
Okay, we have not seen this yet.
The edge of a floorboard next to it looks scratched.
Move it aside.
Hollow space underneath the floorboards is dark and damp. You can barely make out the mixture of sand and sawdust below.
Okay, what's in there?
Nothing particular catches your eye. Looks like more reeds. There might be something hidden inside the sand, though. Something bad. Someone's night thoughts. A last resort. A bad idea.
Oh, we gotta check this out, yeah? Yeah.
You stick your hand in and start combing through the sand. Dry, not like outside. Fine dust. And then, something hard wrapped in paper.
What is it?
A small cylindrical object. You pull it out. A bullet.
Bullet?
The floorboard doesn't care. But maybe the washerwoman does. You have enough to confront her with. It's extra ammunition. She's locked and loaded, ready to fight some cops. Holding the bullet, you get the feeling this isn't ammunition against you. It's for herself.
Is this a mirror?
An old mirror hangs on the wall. You see a
Is there anything else hidden in here? I guess we'll go talk to the washerwoman. Oh, okay, are we? Alright, hello. Friend.
Our tenant, the policeman. I hope the waves don't keep you up at night. What can I help you with?
Why was there a bullet under the floorboards of your shed?
Damn that girl.
Aha.
And without anger, a long and harsh life has taught her not to buckle under pressure.
A bullet?
Lieutenant turns to you and gives you a little nod, and then turns to the washerwoman.
You didn't put it there, did you? She did.
Gone and hid things in there? She's usually a good tenant, and not a stupid one either.
Oh, you rented the room to her.
Yes, I let my room to that Ruby girl.
She speaks slowly, wringing out a rag after a long silence. Her hands move into the water bucket. Water sloshes over the edge.
As I've done before when she's been in trouble or just looking for solitude. I've made it clear. We welcome all kinds of people here.
When was this?
She came last Friday, left on Monday in a hurry. What has she gotten herself into? That girl.
It's hard to say.
She seems genuinely worried about her previous tenant. She's seen her hiding out from trouble before. But this seems different.
That's for the police to find out. Right then. Please answer each question to the best of your ability. I'm sure we have a few.
Kim's done enough investigating for us that now we're going to load the questions on. So you said she left on Monday?
Yes, early with the dogs. Around 8 o'clock, I think.
She probably heard the lieutenant's Kanema drive by, and it woke her up, just like it did you.
Kim, she must have heard your Kanema.
Yes. That is a downside of having a 130 kilowatt engine. It lets the bad guys know when you are coming.
He says with pride. Is the room exactly as she left it?
I cleaned it, like I always do.
Is there anything else?
No.
What is she like?
She's good company. Knows how to talk to an old woman. At my age, you don't get a lot of quality conversation. So I really appreciate that about her.
Did she talk to you much during her last stay?
No, she was mostly silent this time, kept to herself. She tried not to let it show, but I could tell she hadn't come to fish. Usually she likes to cast a few lines, but this time she mostly stayed in her room.
Okay. Why do you think she left the bullet there?
How would I know? She's a gruff one, but not violent. She doesn't go around toting a gun.
She looks back towards her shack, thinking.
You could ask her about your hunch, that it was a desperate measure. See if she thinks Ruby fits the bill.
Okay. I have a possible explanation in my mind.
Aye. Do tell.
Seagull flies overhead, obviously bad. I guess we will do it. It's an exit plan.
Exit from what?
This. Spread your hands.
The lieutenant stops writing for a moment. He looks at you, then at the old woman.
No, she's a fighter.
Not a quitter, like you sometimes get, son.
Okay. Did she have any tech equipment like radio stuff?
Not that I know of, though she was into nice music. She once showed me a few mixtape millions she'd made.
She brushes her forehead, back of her hand. Water drips to the ground.
Although I guess she was pretty handy with the mechanical and technical stuff. Even fixed the heater in the shack. You should be thankful for that.
Alright. She's not one of the, people in the Raver/Suna group, right? Interesting. Where'd she go?
I don't know. Further up the coast. She tried to leave quietly, but the hinges on that door screeched like a cat in heat. Woke me up. I heard her rushing in those heavy boots, heading up north.
Okay.
It's a peninsula. She might be trapped.
You'll never find her, you know. She knows the coast like the back of her hand. You only just arrived.
Like the back of her hand seems to be the theme here.
I wouldn't worry about that, ma'am. We are persistent.
Further up the coast we go. Man, I was really hoping she's hiding in this village. Are you sure she didn't go somewhere more pleasant and less wet?
Yes, it's going to be too much work for you to find her. Better for you to stay here, get a nice cozy fire going in the heater.
No, you can do it. You still have plenty of juice in you before you drop. Behind the cinder block houses, old pre-war ruins rise to the sky like dark palaces. The wind calls.
Anything about
What
this?
more do you want to know about that poor girl? Yes, let's hear those other questions. One thing, officer. If you do find her, please go easy on her.
She looks around. The air is getting colder.
She really means it. It's an honest plea.
She's a good girl. Whatever she's gotten herself mixed up in.
I will say this, everybody seems to really vouch for her, despite basically everything we've found so far not really, it's not the case at all. Kind of interesting. Ruby left the village and went up the coast. Explore the coast for signs. We also need to check the boardwalk, the island, and Land's End. What are these things here? Oh, we have fast traveling. I totally forgot. I've just been running around like a dingus. It's okay, though. Alright, we're just going to continue to hoof it. That way we don't miss anything. Okay, well, we know where the boardwalk is. Maybe we'll head to the boardwalk first. go from there. The backhand of her hand back. Oh, hang on. Hello. Tiny cages, carefully constructed. Is this our cryptozoologist?
Here we go. Nice and easy. No way out, little guys. Not out of this jam.
I don't know what it is about this part of the map, like everything to the west, but like I have just completely been just missing chunks here. This is definitely new, I think.
There's a cylinder on the ground in which the man is arranging some netting. It looks like some kind of trap. He notices you.
And welcome back, Slade. Yeah, game's going well. Game's going well. We've got a lot done so far. We've gleaned a lot of new information here. We're on the hunt. We have a fugitive, perhaps, that we're chasing. Exciting time. Ooh, smooth screen, yeah. Fast traveling is weird in this game. There is always the question of like, hold on, like is it like time is always a concern in this game. I'm worried about that.
Who's there? Oh, the police. Hello, officers.
Don't be too excited.
His self-conscious enthusiasm renders his movements ungainly. He looks like your understanding of a scientist.
Is that the police? Why are the police here?
Oh, Gary.
Don't worry, Gary. I'll handle it.
Time only moves forward when you select a dialogue option. Oh, okay, cool. I know that there's like the thing with, there's a couple of things I guess you can do where you can speed time up quite a bit, right? There's like sitting on the bench and like reading the books and stuff. So I was like, I guess in my head I was like, oh, fast travel must do something too. But like I made like a huge assumption. You must be Morel, the cryptozoologist.
To what do I owe the pleasure?
That's sarcasm. He takes no pleasure from your appearance.
Don't seem too happy to see the RCM.
Oh no, it's all right. I'm just busy. What's this about?
Lena sent me. She's been really worried about you and waiting for you to get back.
Of course. Thank you for passing along the message. That damn water lock is broken, and we can't go all the way around the 881.
That was me. I broke the water lock with my motor carriage, but it's fixed now. You can go back. Yeah.
You broke the water lock with a motor carriage? There was a billboard in the canal. Not a vehicle. It said Samaran Butter.
I guess you're right. It was really the sign's fault.
Did he say we can go back now?
Yes, Gary. We can go soon. If you see Lena, tell her I won't be long.
The crypto-fascist, I just realized.
Sir, your wife is waiting for you.
I just have to do one more round. See if the phasmid has taken the bait. Then we're going.
He refastens a bit of netting that has come loose in the wind.
His hands are large and weather-worn, but also used to delicate, precise work.
Need to sleep? No worries, Summer. Get some sleep. Hope you feel better soon.
For all his passion,
Thanks for saying hi.
this man is diligent and patient. You could learn things from him.
Looking for a suspect. Have you seen a woman with red hair who seemed to be on the run?
I'm afraid not, officer. I've been busy digging around in the reeds for days, looking for signs of insect activity. I'm less interested in mammalian concerns, to be perfectly honest.
The lieutenant takes a short note in his notebook, then gestures for you to proceed.
Here we go. Tell me about this phasmid you're looking.
Well, first of all, it's damn difficult to find, which is why we've been knee-deep in the reeds laying traps for it.
What makes it difficult to find?
Good question. Being a phasmid of the order Phantasmodea, a ghost insect, it disguises itself as plant matter. In this case, the reeds. Awful lot of reeds around, aren't there? And I suspect it may have also developed other specialised techniques to protect itself from predators or scientists in our present case.
Okay, what kind of specialized techniques?
It's my hypothesis that it has evolved certain electrochemical defences that allow it to interfere with animal perception, impeding pattern recognition, confusing the visual cortex. But I cannot describe how these defences work, much less how they evolved, without studying a live specimen.
Yes, it makes perfect sense. You're beginning to suspect there's something paranatural about this phasmid.
How big?
I'm expecting it to be quite giant. One known species of phasmid, called the Megaphasmodeozoensis, is about the size of a grown man's forearm. So,
He leaves the conclusion up to you. The size of a tangerine.
Seems puny, to be honest.
Why are you so interested in this stick bug? Doesn't seem to be as colorful as some of the other cryptids I've heard about.
typical rookie assumption.
Oh,
Insects are much more sophisticated creatures than those unversed in zoology give them credit for. Even simply catching a glimpse of the Insulindian phasmid would be the apex of of any cryptozoologist's career. But to study it and its defences, find out how it stayed hidden so long.
he shakes his head. Okay, so what have you discovered about it so far?
Very little, I'm sorry to say. No one's ever captured a specimen, so all our information is based on first and third-hand accounts.
So no one's ever found one?
Not yet. That's what makes it a cryptid.
Just out of curiosity, if there's no proof of its existence, how do you know it's real?
A fair question.
I know it's real.
It's clear that his obsession with the phasmid is driven by something more than the pure pursuit of scientific advancement.
By which I mean, I've heard enough first-hand accounts to believe quite firmly that the Insulindian phasmid is more than mere superstition.
What would it be like to grasp and hold onto something you think is next to you, or just behind you, like a trace of vapor you exhaled one spring morning as a child? This is what he's searching for. A spectre.
Elena said there's been a sighting of it here in Martinez.
Yes, the most recent sighting was by a couple of teenagers along the coast here. That's what brought us to Martinez specifically.
Teenagers along the coast here. Not the ravers. We're not confusing crab man with stickbug, right?
It's the first credible sighting in several decades. Admittedly, it's an unusual location for this species, but with all the sewage runoff upstream, it probably doesn't matter much anymore.
Okay, maybe it's died out?
I have to resist the thought. Such an extraordinary creature is doubtlessly highly resilient. After all, it's generally thought to be capable of parthenogenesis. Yes, the females don't need males to reproduce. Makes it easier for a species to survive in adverse conditions.
This arouses no special feelings in me. That's pretty clever.
Yes, the Insulindian phasmid is a very clever insect. That's why it's so damn difficult to catch. But as a scientist, I'll try my best to remain dispassionate.
Okay, tell me about the traps.
Well, they may not look impressive, but Lena designed them quite cleverly, so I'm sure they'll do the trick.
You design the traps?
Yes.
How do they work?
Simple. Attracted by the locusts, the phasmid crawls down the funnel and, having eaten its fill, can get back out. At least, that's the intention. The net isn't a perfect solution, but we didn't want to use anything that might damage the specimen's delicate exoskeleton.
So what are we using as bait? Is it locusts?
Locusts. Nearly all known phasmids are herbivores, of course. But we've hypothesized that the Insulindian phasmid might occasionally prey on other insects.
Inside the traps, a number of locusts crawl and tumble over one another in a tiny, chittering swarm. A meat-eating stick insect? Does it pretend to be the reeds as part of its ambush behavior? This seems unlikely.
Carnivorous stick insect? Seems unlikely.
Thank you for your opinion. We have also included plant material in the traps to satiate your skepticism.
Not a big fan of skepticism, this one.
So what will you do if these don't work?
They'll work, I assure you.
Oh, okay.
The predatory hypothesis, using locusts as bait, accounts for the failure of previous efforts by other teams, which use plants. We have given this some thought.
The traps do seem to be deftly and thoughtfully constructed. It's clear the cryptozoologist's wife knows what she's doing.
Okay, that's that.
Yes. What?
Lena seems pretty eager for you to return.
And I'm eager to return to her, I assure you. But I can't leave before we finish with these traps. My wife understands that just as well as anyone.
He looks south where Lena would be.
Come on, Morale. We've been soaking out here for days. It's time to go back.
And leave the traps? Absolutely not. I won't let Lena down.
Come on, she wants us back. I'm soaked up to my nuts over here. We'll both catch reed crabs if we don't dry out soon.
Yeah, you don't want crabs in this situation. Only in Bait of Atlantis runs.
Won't let Lena down? Sounds like the cryptozoologist's wife shares a special connection to the phasmid somehow.
I didn't know the phasmid was so important to Lena.
Of course it's important to her. She's seen it. A verified sighting, on record. One of only 4 this century, and it's hers.
Well, she's sighted it. She didn't tell me that.
Yes. That's how we first came to know one another, in fact. But that's her story to tell, not mine.
Okay.
Needless to say, you must ask her about the mysterious phasmid.
We must.
Suffice to say, it's long been our dream to find proof of the Insulindian phasmid together. I can't abandon course now.
Another cough into his fist this time. Yeah, I understand. I don't give up on things either. Although the cough is a little bit worrying. Maybe you can come check the traps later?
No. The traps need to be monitored on a regular schedule. What would we do if the phasmid were to starve while we were sipping tea at the hostel?
He's dead set on this.
Oh, breakthrough imminent.
I could go for some trap setting.
Oh, Kim is gonna love this. What if we check the traps for you?
I didn't expect you to take such an interest in our work here, officer.
Chaos is my method. We're looking for someone hiding on this very coast, looking for another thing may lead us to her. Yeah, let's do it.
Why not? At least it will give us the excuse to look into a lot of reels.
That it will.
There we go, that's the spirit.
That it absolutely will. I hope you brought your good boots.
Shut up, Gary. Gary. Where are the traps?
There are 4 in total. One is to the south, on this little peninsula, by the boathouses there. It's very near.
You point south.
Another we set in Land's End, to the northeast. It's behind a small sand dune there, on your way to the old radio tower, after the church.
Okay, I think I know where both of those
The
are.
third is set near the canal, where you crossed, by a concrete slab. A big thicket of reeds going up the slope, and among them...
He gestures to the trap in front of him.
You should check at least one of those before returning to this one, since I just said it. This one's more of a technicality, but still, better safe and stupid than sorry.
What do I do if there's a phasmid in one?
Bring it to me at once. Just make sure the trap is closed tight.
Yeah, there's been a couple of these like weird like the text is rolled over. We just got another one. It's weird, right? What if I encountered the Phasmid in the wild?
That's highly unlikely, officer. But in the event you do, I'll spray you with a pheromone mixture I developed.
Uh-oh.
It's made of musk and research chemicals. The pheromone should attract the insect to you, or at least prevent it from bolting at the sight of you. It's quite potent. Will last you about a week.
Lay it on me thick. He douses you with the odd-smelling spray, a double helping, as you present your other armpit, and then he gives you a very satisfied nod.
I hope you're not buying this. He dispenses it without letting you touch the canister, so it would be precious like holy water.
It is precious. A single dose cost me 50 real to develop. Not that I expect you to understand self-financing one's own research.
He looks at the lieutenant with disdain. Puts the spray back in his pocket. I'm ready, let's do it.
Right, which means you two can pack up and go back to the whirling.
Whatever he thinks about this detour, it's clear that these men are exhausted and in need of assistance.
Finally, someone's talking sense.
Thank you for your help. Gary and I will start breaking down camp. If you have any more questions, now's the time to ask. We'll be gone once you get to it.
If it's more cryptid-related business you want to discuss, you'll have time for that later too. But what if the information is vital? On the hunt.
Let me just have a peek here. We do have a level up. Halfway to the next one. Far northeast of the Feld building. The one he just set up, but he said do that one last. Check the trap near the boat houses west of the Feld building and the one that near the canal. Okay. We'll do our best here.
I've just always liked animals and puzzles. Searching for cryptids is a bit of both.
He seems reluctant to talk about himself, but he'll open up, if you prod a little.
Yeah, let's keep prodding. So you're living your childhood dream out here.
It's not child's play. Just because I have to traipse through the mud every so often.
His eyes narrow. Why not just be a zoologist? Real animals could be puzzling too.
Real? I know you think one is a respectable profession, while the other is superstition. Everyone does.
Honestly, being a cryptozoologist trumps most of the garbage I've seen people do.
My methods do not differ from other scientists. I simply draw upon a wider variety of evidence. And I have more hope that something truly surprising might happen.
Has anything truly surprising ever happened to you?
No. As I said, I have yet to catch a cryptid, although I have come close. Close enough to keep trying.
Interesting.
Interesting. Something for later, this close call.
Yeah. What kinds of evidence do you use?
Everything from forgotten regional lore to newspaper accounts, like the one that brought us here, to look for the Phasmid. I keep a very open mind.
That's good. Yeah, so you've never actually discovered a cryptid?
No. Very few cryptids are ever discovered, and not for a lack of trying. To stay hidden is a cryptid's primary quality. It's even in the name, cryptid.
So how many cryptids have been found?
Of the list of cryptids kept by the Cryptozoological Society of Chemnee, which is 4,082 items long, about 2,000 have been confirmed as hoaxes.
Okay.
2 are categorized as confirmed discoveries. The rest are in differing stages of discovery, refutation, and data collection.
Only 2, huh?
Yes. The Chateau Quan forest pygmy, who turned out to be an extinct species of primate, and a cave salamander from Yugograd, who is, honestly, quite unremarkable. It's in a zoo somewhere. We cryptozoologists are brutally honest with ourselves. More so even than the public. With cryptids, most cryptids are hoaxes or they are never found. That does not mean we should stop searching.
This one will be the third. Yeah.
Indeed.
Does not
If our
smile.
expedition is successful, every paper in the world will report on it. From Revachol to Dushantu. It will be a zoological miracle.
Didn't realize that was a whole other one.
He has clearly done his math on this. There is no surprising him or swaying his opinion.
Thanks for explaining
Yes.
that. So what specific?
Right.
cryptids?
What cryptids precisely? I usually discuss these things with specialists, so I don't know what.
We would have to discuss. He wants to say, but decides against it. Since you've offered to help, you need to ask him about specific cryptids. Cryptids you've heard about from Lena or his friend Gary. He won't just talk.
Yeah, which one did you almost catch?
A willow person. It's a long story. One non-specialist would find rather dull.
What are willow people?
They're not people, really. Some argue they aren't really animals, as they seem to have evolved directly from trees. They're very, very thin, almost flat in fact, and can camouflage themselves easily, wrapping themselves around trees and blending in with the tree bark. In that way, they're not too dissimilar from the phasmid we're looking for here.
So I may have seen these willow people without even knowing.
You probably have.
Yeah, poor unremarkable salamander. We're special at our eyes. How did you almost catch a willow person?
Gary and I painted an entire grove's worth of trees in slow-drying paints. It was a bright lavender colour. I was hoping one of the willow people would get paint on it and not be able to camouflage itself. After waiting in hiding for hours, I saw a figure slip from one of the trees, a lavender shadow dashing through the grove.
Then?
I chased it with a net. Not very elegant. You can't be elegant in the field. And, well, it was faster than me.
A lavender shadow.
Smirks.
I know you think we were snacking on funny mushrooms. It's easier to mock someone than to admit that the world might be more interesting than you've imagined. Furthermore, I'm not saying it was a confirmed sighting. I'm painfully aware of what goes into verifying such things. There is a serious possibility that I saw a squirrel or a trick of the light. I am my own harshest critic.
He makes it a real point here to sound falsifiable.
Yeah, Lena's sighting of the plasmid, is that...
Confirmed. It's 100% verified and meets all the standards of an authentic cryptid sighting.
I know all about the kind green ape. Look, I even have the pen.
I see you've been talking about cryptids with Lena. The kind green ape is one of her favourites.
A warm wave passes him. Of course, the kind green ape is her favorite, he thinks.
We travelled to South Safra to look for it once. Gary and I got stuck in a rainstorm, though, and had to spend most of our time there in a little village. The search was fabulously unsuccessful, but the people were very nice. I'm glad they didn't understand what Gary was saying about them.
Jeez, Gary.
What? South Safra? They're just on a different rung of the ladder, Morel. I had no problem with them.
Easy now, Gary.
Really? You kept complaining about how dirty everything is, but we digress.
They're a nascent culture. I just didn't feel comfortable. And let's change the topic, okay? Talk about your critters. Or whatever.
Your critters. He mumbles something.
Yes, back to cryptozoology. You don't want to sow disagreement between friends.
Tell me about a cool cryptid. Any cryptid.
No offence, officer, but I'm not much of a pedagogue. I don't know what I would have done if Lena hadn't persuaded me to go back to field research. You should ask her if you want interesting stories.
And we have.
Me? I'm not a people person, unless you haven't noticed. And I don't make a good lecturer. My strength lies in field work and persistence.
He brushes an errant strand of hair from his eye. Enough tales then, let's change the
By
subject.
all means.
Let's get going. Whoa, 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 whoa. What do we have?
The Jamrock Shuffle.
Let's go.
In a way, yes, you are treasure hunting. Most officers from Precinct 41 do what is called the Jamrock Shuffle, cracking open containers. Most of them are from Jamrock or Coal City, the poorest parts of Revachol, that also overlap with the network of royal catacombs called Le Royaume, just beneath the streets. As children, you would all go underground, hoping to find treasure, and come back with a rat's tail or a used needle. That playful curiosity must still be in you. Who knows, maybe one day the Orbe de Montagne, the Holy Scepter, and the Cocaine Skull will all be yours.
We shall see. That one was quick. So what is our bonus here? Find better loot in locked containers. Okay. Okay, cool. I mean, that's nice. Alright. I am just going to take a quick breather. I will be back in just a minute or two. So hang tight. Yeah, just going to just take a quick stretch break. So back in a moment. Put it on pause here. Be right back. Need to let the dog out as well, so it might be a couple minutes. Enjoy the break. Okie dokie, folks. Back in the saddle again. We're back here. It's this music, and we shall return to the game. Continue. Okay, so we've talked to Morel here. Pretty interesting stuff we have going on here. Little campsite. These soggy logs smell of ignition fluid, and they still won't light up. I guess it has been raining quite a bit.
Hello, I'm Gary. Very generous of you to help us out, officer.
Hello, Gary.
Yellow man. I mean, officer.
Okay, Gary is a real POS.
The lieutenant raises his eyebrows slightly and takes out his notebook.
Let's write it down. Let's write through it, Cam.
Yellow man. Interesting. This is something to ask him about. After a little probing first.
I'm just waiting for my friend Morel to finish up with his insect traps so we can return to civilization.
Okay. Not a lover of the great outdoors?
I like nature, just not this bloody coast. It's mostly drunks and degenerates that come here.
Some drunks and degenerates, that's my crew. Sadly, I think I might be drunk. Or degenerate, maybe even both. Nobody's perfect. I'm sure you've been tempted to drink.
Oh, I've been tempted. But someone has to stay strong for Revocol.
His gaze shifts to this pile of soggy logs at his feet.
He pronounces Revocol with a hard K, unlike other people.
Yeah, I did notice that.
I like to pronounce it the hard way. The old way. The Vespertine way.
The non-solemn way.
The stupid way.
Hello, logic.
He winks at you, trying to relay some hidden message, inviting you to mispronounce it too, perhaps. It's odd. It's a secret rite. A very fringe nationalist handshake, probably.
Do I think... Okay, well, he is being listed as a crypto-fascist, which is interesting. Do you know anything about the man hanged behind the whirling in rags?
Oh, so that's what the RCM in Martinez is about. Great. Great to hear someone's finally taking care of that.
So you do know something about it?
No. Nothing. He was some kind of mercenary. But everyone here knows that. I'm just glad to hear you're looking into it. That...
He's not feeling very comfy in his clothes, is he?
No.
Strange.
The mug thing is... I mean, it's gotta be his mug, right? Are you a cryptozoologist too?
No.
Like
I help Morel with research sometimes, and I've learned some things along the way. But I don't usually go in for picnics like this on my own.
You were surprised to see my colleague, Lieutenant Kitsuragi.
Not many Sealites here, or anywhere, other than Sail. I meant no offense, truly.
Do you remember how, when we met Measurehead and I said the next races will be a really good one?
Yes. I do.
Well, this is that racist.
Our lucky racist. I don't know, I like the previous racists better.
Hey, man. All I meant was there are not many Sealites around here. I'm just stating a fact.
At least Kim can keep it light here. You have a problem with them?
No problem at all.
He flashes an impenetrable smile at the lieutenant.
Sounds like some conspiracy topic. You might be able to discuss it with him when the lieutenant isn't here. If you can remember it.
Alright, is this your mug?
My mug? Why would you think that?
I can see you recognize it. It's in your eyes.
I may have had a similar looking mug in the past. That's all.
Believe you. You look like the kind of man who knows it's a crime to lie to an officer. Still seems suspicious. I mentioned the mug was found at the scene of the lynching. Ooh, big sneeze. I feel like this one's kind of an interesting one because we can maybe kind of, you know, freak him out a little bit. Maybe he'll come clean because he's afraid of getting into trouble. This one, I guess, would do the similar type of thing. Pressure on being like, hey, the mug was there, pal. I feel like you would want to lie more. We'll try this one.
Okay, I admit it. I threw the mug away in the trash container behind the hostel.
Ah.
I know I shouldn't have, and I am very sorry, officer.
Okay, so this guy had access to the trash container. This has been an ongoing quest for us.
You're not going to find me, are you?
250 real. We burn this guy here.
Oh, God. 250? How am I gonna pay that? Okay, I'll work harder. I'll pay it off. I promise.
This is a considerable expense to him. 1 month's wage, most likely. It's, in a way, admirable how quickly he composes himself after such a blow. This man digs authority, even when it's bullying him.
And I'll never do it again. I don't know what got into me, really. Work has been stressful lately. Damn Koiko's price dumping us out of competition.
What did you do, Gary?
Nothing. Nothing. Just answering some questions. Helping out the law.
What did you do, Gary? How did you get into the trash container? And yeah, we have got another bigger question.
I know a guy who works with the trash collection services. CS Municipal. He gave me a master key for the trash containers of Martinez.
Interesting. All of them, I guess? Why would you need to get into everybody's trash?
So I can use the Whirling's trash compactor to store my own stuff. Garbage disposal is expensive as hell. The damn Hemians run it like a mob. I'm sorry, okay? I thought I could cut costs. I shouldn't have. I shouldn't have disgraced myself.
Disgraced? No need for the histrionic, sir. It was, after all, just a trash container.
He studies his reaction. Gary doesn't answer.
Gary, did you put the clothes of a murder victim, the man who was hanged behind the whirling rags, into that trash container?
Officer, please. Let me explain. It's not like that.
Do.
I was only cleaning up. I live right across the yard from where he was hanged, and I saw him stripped naked. All the clothes lying around in the yard, smelling. People are animals, you know?
Sure, what happened?
Then I came out to clean up the rags, because no one else would. I put them into the Whirling's trash, along with a broken mug, admittedly.
He changes his mind mid-sentence.
Okay. I was coming to throw the mug away, and, well, I threw the mug there and the clothes too.
Gary, are you a liar? Little Ashley of the Galaxy.
Right. It was just civic duty.
Lieutenant remarks drolly.
Exactly. That's exactly what it was. Civic duty.
As he shifts uncomfortably, a series of clicks, like the clinking of glass beads, against one another as they roll across a hardwood floor. You've heard this sound before, but where?
What was that strange sound?
What sound?
The clinking I heard when you moved.
Really?
Excuse me. He fans his arms out slowly, and this time, motions are soundless.
There's lots of weird stuff out here in the reeds, though. Insects, trash. Could be the wind shifting some garbage nearby.
The sound you heard was not the sound of something easily abandoned.
We push that
what
again?
sound?
Don't mess with me.
I haven't the slightest. There's lots of weird...
The sound you heard was not the sound of something easily abandoned.
You wouldn't know anything about the victim's missing armor, would you?
Armor? No. I mean, yes. Of course. I know he was wearing armor, but I don't know anything about it.
There's something going on here. You should observe him more closely after this topic is concluded.
Okay, let's move on for now.
I hope I can help your investigation, in my small way.
He's visibly relieved it's over. Okay, so we can maybe we'll check the composure again here. Yeah, right. 4 for it. Probably we got something for composure in here. We got something for everything. Might already have the composure on, to be honest. Facing -1 composure. I want that. +1 composure. There we go. One of those might help, you know, you never know. Okay, cool.
Hear that? Magnesium. That's what you're lacking. The lack of magnesium has you slouched.
There's a lack of magnesium.
Yes, and it's critical. Look at yourself. You're practically devolving into a fish due to the lack of magnesium in your bloodstream.
Mag it up.
You need to get so magged up. You've probably had 2 heart attacks and a minor stroke already. And the only prescription is insane amounts of magnesium.
You're saying I need to become a magnesium-based life.
Yes. If you want to live, you need to evolve. You need to transcend the carbon barrier. Go to the apothecary and buy insane amounts of magnesium. It will reverse the damage to your circulatory system.
Okay. Not expecting that thought, but this is how it goes. Can I please select this thought?
Date of birth generator.
Okay. Who knows how this is going to go?
You were born in the year 07, in the last year of the commune of Revachol, right before it fell, in the old military hospital on the ground floor, where people usually came to die during a snowstorm. The revolution had about 1 year left to go, and the fires were still burning bright. There were explosions in the blizzard. This was 44 years ago. You are 44 years old. The bloating might never leave your face, but beneath it, you still have some years. You still have some hope.
Learning cap for logic raised to 4. -1 difficulty to all physique passives. Okay, that's very good then. Okay, that was worth it. Do you have a level up available as well? Jeez, could you imagine? 8 logic? Be bonkers. Okay, cool. Cool. Maximum mag. Okay. I'm gonna hold on to that, onto that level up until maybe we need another check here. These heavy military blockades are riddled with bullet holes. Scary. It's almost impossible to get a fire going this near to the ocean. Okay, what do you got here?
That patch of reeds over there, it's a great place to hide something. Kind of out of the way, being so close to the water.
Can't see anything interesting.
You don't have a reason to. Yet.
What's this about?
Nothing. Just a hunch. The hunch passes, leaving you there, by the old boy bobbing in the water. Time to go.
Oh, whoa, the game just like freaked out there for a sec. Buoy bobs in the water. The number on it says 11. Let me just check on morale here one more time. Now we've had this very.
We'll be on our way soon. Thank you again for lending a hand.
Have you noticed anything off about your friend Gary?
No. No, of course not. Why?
You sure?
Well, he's been a little unenthusiastic about the trip. More so than usual. That's understandable. He just wants to get home and warm up.
He doesn't want to say it, but this is unusual. Gary's been to the jungle with him, to places way more challenging than the coast. Why so eager to go home?
That's a great question.
Always a pleasure to see an officer of the law. I mean, officers.
Yeah, I have no qualms giving that guy. Very dramatic entrance from Bonnie. Giving that guy the full fine for that. This guy stinks. Clinking sound, thinking about the armor, Morel felt Gary's weird. Okay, so this has jumped up to high. We also added a bit of composure with the shoes we're wearing, so we'll give it a shot.
That shirt looks very uncomfortable on him.
A good day for these.
Look at the buttons, barely keeping that thing together, as if something is ready to rip out from underneath.
Something worn underneath it?
Yes, like a piece of ceramic armor, for example. One that makes a clicking sound when the plates meet each other, resembling pearls or marbles, stolen from the corpse in the yard near where he lives.
I can see you're a connoisseur of high-quality combat gear.
I knew you'd figure it out, officer. I'm sorry I didn't tell you at once. I was ashamed of what I did. And I didn't want you to know.
You see a gleaming white ceramic shine underneath. A thin layer of interlocking plates covers his gaunt torso.
This shame is surprisingly sincere.
Gary! What's going on?
Gary!
Later, Morale. I've got apologizing to do.
No, you've got explaining to do.
Let's get the armor.
He sighs again, hangs his head, and unbuttons his shirt fully. A cuirass that matches the dead man's boots comes into view. Soon it is in your hands, smelling of his sweat.
Not so great, but hey, we got it.
But so light to hold, like a bag of cotton.
Why did you really put those clothes in the trash?
Everyone was picking those pieces off him, and I was watching them do it. And they scattered his clothes all over the yard. Everything was smelling.
He looks at his feet.
So I went there to take out the trash and started cleaning up. All those rags on the ground, him swinging up there, and I had a lapse of honor, sir. I thought, he's a foreigner. They all say he wasn't from here. Only the cuirass was left. So I stripped it off him. It was early in the morning. No one saw me. I took it with me. It was a mistake. Had I known it'd give you guys trouble, I wouldn't have... Fuck.
It's okay. It was a loose end, and you are tying it up now.
I'm so fucking sorry I called you Yellow Man. Sealite officers commanded the suzerain's navy. Most of them sided with the king when...
He shakes his head.
They were thoroughly conservative men, he realizes suddenly. It's difficult to say what the lieutenant thinks of this historic apology. His face does not belie emotions.
Why did you lie to me, Gary?
Because I was weak. I should have told you the moment I saw you, but...
Just another can in the can opener.
The hell, Gary? You in trouble?
I'll explain later.
Do you know who killed the hanged man?
I always thought it was the Union. Some Union hardasses. Lynched him because of the strike. But almost everyone in town knows that. I wish I could tell you more.
We done here, Gary?
Yes, Absolutely. I will never do anything like this again.
He looks around, relieved of some burden, his mouth still quivering. Okay. Well, we did give up the boots because we sent that in. So we didn't get the whole set, but... +1 pain threshold, +1 volition. Ooh. That's pretty nice. It's pretty nice. What's our current shirt? Of the Man from Heimdall one. Pretty cool. Is this a shirt, I guess? Yeah, okay. Put it on ourselves, why the heck not? Okay. Do we want to... Is there anything else we need to talk to you about before we...
We'll be on our way soon. Thank you again for lending a hand.
Did you know that Gary was hiding the armor?
Hell no. I had no idea. And I'm still cross with him, to be honest. It's not like him. He's got his quirks, but dishonesty, disloyalty are not one of them.
Thanks.
He doesn't dare say more.
He's still glad his friend stood up for him.
Okay. Okay, people. Very good. Okay, wow, we just missed it, because I didn't... that's the Feld... the Feld building there. Money, thank you. What are you? No boat in the boathouse today. What are you? Oversized superstar sunglasses and magnesium. I'm gonna get magged up here. Savoir faire. Visual calculus -1. What is our current? Logic glasses? They're pretty cool. Cool. Okay. Jeez, we haven't been anywhere over here. More money. Rich. More rich, I say. Okay, is this, yeah, okay, we can go in here. What's over here? Ancient paint is peeling off the roof of this shaded bench, covered in rust. Some sort of gate here. The sign says, Entree interdict. That is not pronounced correctly. You'll have to forgive me. Got somebody else just standing out in the rain. But first we check these bits and pieces here. Okay. Lots of goodies there. Oh, we have some Pilsner. More bottles. Oh, we didn't check this building here.
A scattering of bullet holes is spread across the cracked wall, reaching from one corner to the other.
Okay. Good visual calculus. Look, Kim. Even more bullet holes. Something's definitely gone down here.
Correct. The density of the bullet holes is unusual. Even in a general average bullet hole frequency in Martinez's sense. Grim affairs. Meaning, this is a lot of bullet holes. Looks like fully automatic rifle fire. Something you don't see these days.
Why not?
The manufacturing and sale of automatic rifles was curtailed after the revolution. The destructive power of such tools proved to be too much. We do need to retain some humanity in this world.
Okay. Visual calculus. Let's just see if we can get a little boost here, because we definitely have visual calculus things. We already have the shades on. Unfortunately, I cannot remember for the life of me what gives what, so this is why we have to do this like kind of song and dance every single time. I want to put something on. work.
A
Extra
scattering
point
of
could
bullet
go
holes is spread
long
across
way.
the cracked
A
wall,
very long way,
reaching
92.
from one corner to the other. A row of ghostly shades stand facing the wall. There are many of them, a dozen at least, their heads lowered and eyes blindfolded. It's quiet. No sound. No movement.
Jeez, I just realized what we're looking at here.
10 meters away, other shades are lined up in an orderly manner. Automatic rifles primed. A gust of wind blows by. The coats of the firing squad flap slowly in the breeze. A single person stands on the side. Droplets of rain fall on the wooden planks, the surrounding sand dunes. The clouds block out any rays of light. A long time has passed since the moment of this fusillading. Rain and brine have since washed all the blood away. Not a trace remains.
What is this?
The abundance of bullet holes leads to two options. Either an inordinate amount of executions were performed here, or they did not use a conscience round, where only one soldier has the loaded rifle. Looks like this was a mass execution with everyone fully armed.
Jeez, look at the people against the wall.
A host of men, probably in everyday clothes, ragged from the conflict and covered in dust. They were not sitting, a common practice for executions in some nations, as demonstrated by the height level of the bullet holes. They stand, facing the wall. It's impossible to discern any details about their personality or background. Ordinary people, familiar, each and every one of them.
Yeah, especially like this. I mean, I was gonna say later in the game, but like wherever we are right now, when we're starting to look at like bullet trajectories and like all that stuff, like everything we've looked at, particularly today in this game, like day 4, has been very cool. So yeah, I get that, Galaxy. That's pretty cool. I've enjoyed a lot of this sort of like basically building like the these scenes. Kind of cool. Who were they?
Comrades, the forsaken, the wretched, who tried to rise against the horrors of the world.
Okay, line of soldiers.
7 men in combat uniforms and dark coats, holding automatic rifles aimed at the people. Soldiers from some side, but from which one?
Look at the person on the side.
The commandant, the one who gives the order. Machine gun fire crackling through the air. The lights of the muzzle flashes dancing on his face.
Okay, Kim, who was who in this execution?
I don't know. I don't know who died here, lined up beside that horrible wall. It could have been any of the parties involved in the revolution. Perhaps the ones executed here were the loyalist conservatives, killed by the communists at the start of the Civil War. Or it could have been the communists, put to death during the last stretch of the conflict by the coalition forces.
Remember what Trent Heidelstein said about Veld?
Hey, good morning, Grubby. Hello, hello. What if it was the Feld personnel when their assets are being seized by the revolutionaries?
Another likely scenario.
Or maybe...
What if... Wait, what about the people from the coalition? The so-called moralists?
Yeah. It's very unlikely the coalition forces were the ones who died here. They were always the last ones against the wall. To be honest, if a coalition member was anyone in this situation, it was a commandant, the superior giving the orders.
Okay.
A cold sea wind blows away the figures.
Woof, huh? Can we get back through here? An old ticket taker booth, no longer in operation. People paid money to park here? Oh, I'm paying in. It is an understatement. Alright, this guy is hooting and hollering. Let's see what they are talking about. It's not clear that I can go in that direction. Oh, also we got, what is this, a box? Oh, some more fallen stuff. Or building a hiding place. Could the instigator be inside? Maybe. What's a hat, I think. +2 logic, -1 perception. Is it better than my current one? So we have +1 perception. Perception's good. That's cool, though. So much logic. We have a silly amount of logic available to us. Oh, it's the Sunday friend. That's who this is.
As you approach, the man turns and greets you with a polite wave. He appears completely at ease, like a common holidaymaker.
Ah, super. It's the officer. I was not expecting to run into you again, but things have a funny way of turning out, no? What brings you down to the scenic Martinez coast?
I don't know what you're doing out here.
Well, that's très simple. I was visiting the fishing village just north of here. They have applied for a series of microloans to revitalize the old market. And well, I wish to see the situation firsthand. And then, well, I had some extra time on my hands, so I decided to stroll down here. It's quite peaceful, isn't it?
You know there was a mass execution right over there, right?
Really? Here? How can you be sure?
Yeah, it's a gift I have. High-end detective stuff.
Ah, a very useful gift for a police detective, I'm sure. Fascinating how much history is contained right here. If only one knows where to look for it.
Are you just going to let him get away with these generalities and euphemisms?
Yeah, I'm sure they would take a different view.
Yes, the loss of human life was truly catastrophic. This is why the Coalition is so focused on preventing another war. Our peacekeeping mission is a testament to this.
Oh, let's go. Happy streak. Let's go.
Thankfully, the region is becoming more and more stable. I'm confident that atrocities like this belong in the past. The future is... tranquilo bilou.
Tranquilo, below? Let's not get into this. You can't argue with someone who uses words like tranquilo, below.
There's something else I wanted to talk about.
I'm all ears, officer.
I need your help in forming a committee, that's right. Trying to assign a responsibility.
My friend, if it's la responsabilité you're after, I have good news for you. There's no need to form such a committee, because it already exists.
God, of course it does. These moral intern types.
The Comité de Responsabilité de Revachol. It acts as a sort of clearinghouse for coalition activities. To put it simply, they are the ultimate arbiters of la responsabilité in this part of the world.
Yes, this is just the sort of reasonable authority you're looking for.
I would offer to connect you with the committee myself, but alas, I am not actually in Martinez.
What? Where is he then?
No, right.
He's speaking figuratively. He means he's not in Martinez in his official capacity.
Personal business, huh?
Précisément. Officially, I am still in La Delta, preparing for an upcoming conference on fuel oil derivatives. That's why it would be extremely irregular, or potentially even inappropriate for me to intercede with the committee concerning a district I'm not officially in.
How am I supposed to get in contact with the committee?
Well, under ordinary circumstances, the committee contacts you.
In other words, the committee only knows what it wants to know.
But if you have information of a vital interest, they might be willing to entertain an exception. In which case, I would advise you to contact them via Coalition Warship Archer.
Yeah, so what's that?
Officer, you mean to say that you haven't noticed the giant Coalition aerostatic peacefully patrolling the skies over Revachol?
You follow the man's gaze out toward the west. There, hanging some distance above the horizon, you can just make out a strange silhouette. It looks to your eye like some kind of long metallic fish suspended beneath a number of ceiling fans.
I can't believe I never noticed it before.
That is part of the idea, of course. The Coalition doesn't want the people of Revachol to feel that they are under a military occupation. That is why the Archer is always careful to maintain a constant, discreet distance.
So why do I need to go through Archer to speak to the committee?
You see, in addition to being an airborne artillery platform, Coalition Warship Archer is also the linchpin of the Coalition's surveillance and communications infrastructure in Revachol.
So it's watching us as well.
And listening. It has the most objective vantage point in the entire city. Not to mention a vast array of radio, photographic, and meteorological monitoring instruments.
Had like a brief moment of like, what if the shot came from the Archer?
I find it a great comfort to know there are benevolent powers watching over all, in strict accordance with the Wayfarer Act and the Bristol-Mune Convention.
Okay, so how does one go about contacting a coalition warship?
This is quite the problem. Very tricky.
Very.
Of course, the Archer has orders to fire on any unidentified aerostatics that might approach it. So it might be safer to get in touch from the ground. But in that case, you would require a radio transmitter capable of broadcasting on coalition frequencies. And that kind of technology naturally isn't typically available for non-coalition use. Yes, it is a bit of a conundrum. I suppose there might be some way to circuit bend your way onto those frequencies, but you'd have to be one of those techno-tinkerers to do it.
Yeah, do you know any of
Unfortunately not, no.
We kind of
I don't have the pleasure. I am merely a representative of the coalition government, not very well versed in technology. But you...
Sounds like something that programmer we met in the church might be able to help with.
We gotta get that door open.
Let me just say that I have complete confidence in the RCM. I'm sure you'll figure something out. Always my pleasure to be of assistance to the RCM. Godspeed, and if we don't meet again, bonne chance.
Okay, interesting. Oh, what do we have here?
There's no way the perk is in here, officer. Look how scarred the boards are. All attempts to pry them off have failed.
Can I try to get in?
Not this time. The opposition is insurmountable, but I like the spirit. Have some points. It's lonely and cold without points.
We gotta have our points.
And dangerous. Dangerous too.
Kim, do you think she's in there?
The suspect? God, I hope not. I can't see a way in, though many have tried.
Nothing more to do then. This is just a very interesting set piece, I suppose. Oh, look, a seagull. Okay, is there a way for me to like walk normally in this direction? I don't think we can go any further south. No, I think we've done it. All right, so there is a trap there. I'm gonna leave that trap. What's this? This section of the coast hasn't been used in decades. Okay.
The remaining windows rattle from a strong gust of wind. They're covered in a thick layer of grime. They must have been like this for 40 years.
Try to see inside.
Dripping water falls from a high place. All you can see is the shadow of a collapsing staircase. There's rust and corrosion on the bars. They're foaming with it. And a small layer of white salt from the sea.
Lieutenant, can you make out what's inside? Point at the window.
No. I won't even try. You know...
Takes his glasses off.
I had a partner once. They called him Eyes, because he had to show me things. It's that bad.
This partner of his, Eyes, things didn't end well. It saddens him to say his name. Don't even ask. He wouldn't answer. Maybe some other small talk.
You can shoot though,
Well
right?
enough, actually. It's odd how that works. I'm no sharpshooter, but I pass my shooting courses 7 out of 10.
His hands lead the way when it comes to that. And his shoulders. It's reflex.
That's really weird that it keeps doing that. It keeps,
You see
pulling
a once
somewhere else.
bright mural towering above you. The signage has peeled off over the years, but you can still make out Feld Electrical R&D. A slogan used to intertwine with the loops a long time ago. Now, only a shadow of peeled letters remains. It says, "Tomorrow is just a whisper away."
Looks like tomorrow never came.
The lieutenant raises the collar of his bomber jacket. Step closer.
Above the mural, a collapsed roof, broken windows set in walls that are cracking and will soon also fall, and the coastal breeze rustling and sighing in the remains of the edifice. There's something in the wind. Sometimes the only way to go forward is to fail first.
Why do I know this place?
Indeed, somehow you knew it was here. An urban ruin gutted by looters that once used to consume money and dispense warmth and light.
Okay, could Ruby be in there?
In there? She could. Or she could be in the identical room over there. Or in that boat shack. In that church tower, maybe.
Thank you, Kim.
Why single out this one building?
Very low on shivers. But we do have the opportunity to change. Also throw us a point in there if we absolutely needed it. But we have some shivers stuff to wear, I believe. I don't know if it'll be enough, but it would be cool if we could. There's one. Thought I had more. +1, +1.
The once bright mural towers above you, saying, "Feld Electrical."
Is there anything else we can maybe learn?
Hello again.
I'm looking for a suspect. Have you seen anyone suspicious
No,
around?
I'm afraid I can't help you with this one, officer. It's just a regular day off for me and Mikhail here.
He pats his son's head.
So you haven't seen anyone around?
No, I'm sorry. As I said, this is just a day off. We just arrived anyway.
There's something friendly and familiar in how he says that. A day off. The once bright mural towers above you, saying, "Feld suddenly, all is quiet. There is no cold hand brushing against your forehead, no rustle in the reeds. The wind has died down or gone behind a corner. You only hear distant waves washing the coast. The ruin in front of you is silent as a tomb."
What was I trying to do here?
Trying to talk to the wind. The city, whatever you thought would happen, did not. And now you're just standing there with your hands fallen to your side. Is trying to talk to the city something you've done before? Is it in your secret repertoire? A trick for when you're out of ideas?
Okay, she could be anywhere. How do we find her?
How do we? I was really hoping she'd be in the village. Okay. She's probably north of the village, and this place is a peninsula. We've already talked to the cryptozoologists. Working with them might give us a good excuse to run around, give us some structure. And then there's the church. We've already searched that and can rule it out. I know it doesn't feel like progress, but exclusion is a step too. Anyway, we do it the old-fashioned way, sector by sector. Go over the whole peninsula, ask the locals, enter the places where we can enter first, like we did in the village.
And if that fails, if we don't find her?
Then, if we're desperate, we can look where we can't enter. Bunkers, storm drainage, this place. I'm sure it won't come to that.
He looks behind him. The dark red box crumbling across the
Walk
chasm.
the coast, the old boardwalk, the reeds. You can always come back here and talk to the wind again. Look where it already got you. Buckle up and raise your collar. This search is going to be wet and cold.
So we do have, we have another point that we can get here. So we've still got that happening. We do have to do a boardwalk check at some point. I'm just curious, what is this thing down here? What is this? There's a slit in the concrete here. A sewer, question mark? Come back here when it snows. A strange feeling. It passes quickly. Okay, there's supposed to be one of the traps over here somewhere. How do I get over here? We might have to go over to the right, but before we do, I guess we just have a peek. Has anything changed? So we can leave the church out of it, because we've already explored. That's fine. I'm on board with that. How do I get over there? What's the bunker thing? Shirt and money. White polo. What does that give us? +1 rhetoric, -1 empathy. What's polo anyway? No, really, what the hell is polo? Oh, we do not need to wear. I just find the comment quite funny. Alright, so here's one of the traps. Let's have a look at the trap.
There's a trap in the reeds at your feet. Looks like the same one you saw Morel set before. Same mesh, same wiring.
Look around.
The reeds sway in the coastal breeze. They seem to be waiting for something. The wind picks up here, near the cape's end, surrounding the narrow strip of land from 3 cardinal directions. It's cold for this time of year.
Okay, reach for the trap.
Locusts are crawling around in the trap, confused but uneaten. You see no carnivorous reed phasmid gorging.
Big surprise. Anyway, 1 down, 3 to go.
Damn, I was hoping it'd be the first one.
No, you weren't.
He looks at the sea and then you, lying the trap back on the ground.
The reeds sway. The wind picks up. Is there something here that would indicate a sniper used this place as a nest for taking the shot? Just some urban detritus, a bottle, and a dilapidated old comms tower. In the distance you can hear the breakers roar.
I don't see it, Lieutenant W. Freitor. I don't see a person take a shot here and hit something there. In the whirling in rags.
Maybe the campfire was used by the perp.
To warm his hands before pulling the trigger? Perhaps. But anyone could have made this. The coast is specked with fires this time of year. Truthfully, this seems like a very poor choice to take a 1.2 kilometer rifle shot from. Visibility is awful. There's water vapor everywhere. I think we can rule out... Biddable Prime, was it?
Perhaps the assailant climbed the comms tower and took the shot there.
It's not possible to climb that ladder. And even if it were, why? There's no platform up there to aim from.
What about cigarette butts?
Those? A smoking assailant who favors Tumutiri to Astra or Joanne? Cigarette butts are everywhere. This is a common brand for all men.
Still, you felt it was important enough to make a mental note. That means something. You didn't pay attention to any of the other cigarette butts on the coast.
Look over the water to the whirling in rags.
There, 1.2 kilometers over the cold water of the bay, blue from the distance and the air, you see the smallest rectangle, barely visible. A glowing light on the third floor of the whirling in rags. With binoculars, you would see a young woman's shape move behind the glass, her limbs long and slender.
Searching the coast. Alright, so that's the Land's End one. Just set up near the boathouses. West the Feld building, we know where those ones are. Alright, so let's try the one by where we came in. And then we'll hit the... we'll basically head back. And try the other one. Got like no shot at opening this door still, right?
An old door, worn by elements, guards the depot. The wind has blown a sand dune in front.
I mean, I guess we could go for it. We could interface it up. I think 3 is about where we were landing on that one. That one seems pretty tough. I suppose we'll go ask our raver friends how things are going.
Hello again.
Have you seen a red-haired woman around?
No.
Just no?
It's pretty desolate here. I only hear the dogs bark at night and see the shadows move down the coast.
That's good. No neighbors to complain about noise when you get the club going.
Exactly. It's our chance to turn the grim desolation into an overwhelmingly fun dance party.
Hi again. So, how are things going?
Goodbye, officer.
Huh?
This his look is intensely suspicious.
Can you use your sign sense to help me contact a coalition warship? Will this be crazy?
Don't think so. Big bad frequencies are extremely negative. Thought suppression, dream implantation, memory revision. Pretty out there stuff. Not sure I want to get involved with it.
I suppose that's fair. No way.
There is fear there, but also curiosity. He just needs a reason to help you.
Besides, our own signs aren't even synced yet. So how am I supposed to get...
The large-headed youth has closed.
Good morning, comrade. Yeah!
Okay, these folks have absolutely no idea. What's going on there? And yeah, it is late. I didn't realize what the time was.
Winter, slow to let go of Rivershell. Flecks some more wet snow from above.
Look around you.
The snow falls lazily, making the beach sand paler still, mixing with the rust-colored sewage runoff.
Yeah, I just really want to check. I guess I'll check these traps, and that's probably where I'll call it.
And to think, it seemed as though it were already spring.
How does it feel?
You're warm in your hat and your coat. Like a well-equipped explorer, you comfortably survey the white landscape.
What's in the west?
More winding coastlines lined with abandoned buildings. Crumbling piers, salt water lapping at their dark piles. Grey and red forgotten city blocks. What remains of the pre-revolutionary effort to gentrify the coast.
And beyond that,
the waters turn black. Coal City in the shadow of San Martin, a boomtown. Back when coal extracted from countless shafts near the city was needed to power Revachol. No more. The coal was supplanted by petroleum from the ocean floor and hydropower from the Esperance. Everything crumbled. These days, only the weakest remain in Coal City. Their hopes of getting rich linger in the defunct shafts under their feet.
What's there?
Below the old mines, L'Océan Municipal, Revachol's underground cemetery. Le Petit Rat braved the underground passageways, trying to get to Le Royaume, where the Philippian kings were interred, with their doctors and their admirals. Mausoleums, burial chambers, leaf gold still remains on the double door of the morning.
That's where Kuno said he's gonna go.
Yes, to peel the gold off with his fingernails. Children under 14, they go underground looking for artifacts to sell to foreign museums and for fabled relics. Their parents let them. They go deeper.
Deeper.
After rubies, melchiorite, lapis lazuli, plundered from Safle and Seol during the time of the suzerain. In the burial chambers of the kings, Grand old Philip, Guillaume II, and even in the mausoleum of Philip the Opulent. 2 kilometers underground, in a winding shaft along whose walls mirrors have been placed, so that daylight may eternally fall upon the richest of all the kings. The mausoleum contains untold quantities of gold, and that special, purest of the pure magenta cocaine, favored by Revacholian royalty. How can it be pure if it's magenta?
Good question.
Snow falls, and there is no answer. Some things are not for mortals to know.
Wipe the snow from your shoulder.
Few petits rats return from the shafts. Even fewer find what they're looking for. A small child steps out of the black tunnel with silver trinkets in her pockets. All around her, white snow on the extinguished coke furnaces and on the weather-worn shacks where fathers beat their sons after drinking. The snow melts on your fingers, turning to water.
This is quite a thought here. What's in the east?
The canal you crossed to get here and beyond it. Martinez proper, the district the police forgot to police. There is laughter, lights, attempts at entrepreneurial activity, cynicism. Someone is scraping snow off their windshield at the roundabout, in the midst of which a statue of Philip III serves as a destination for grade school field trips and a fine perch for winter birds.
And that's all?
Like all monuments, it's also a warning. 6-story ruins on the south side of the roundabout cast a long shadow over the profligate king. A fenced-off yard, there's a truck belonging to a logistics company parked next to the gate. Bright light from a building behind the fence reflects off its hood.
Okay, to the north.
The abandoned church, one of 2 remaining stave churches, which were collectively called Les Sept Sœurs. The other 6 sisters were destroyed during the revolution.
I guess this must be the boardwalk?
A serpentine strip of land weaving its way into
the
Martinez Inlet. Unfortunates on the run from the law, from themselves, sometimes hide out on nearby islets. Little dots in the ocean that are occasionally submerged when the tide is high and the weather foul.
And on islets.
The remains of a camp on a jagged piece of rock, a tent, old dishes and cutlery, long since abandoned. A hermit crab scuttles among the debris, looking for a new shell. Further out, the lights burn bright on Resurrection, way beyond Martinez, a popular spa destination for ample-bodied Ozon kids with equally ample pockets.
Okay, and on the other side.
Then there's Ozon, but the snow falls too thick. You cannot see that far.
Before that, before the curtains are drawn.
The Bay of Revachol, vastness, great depth, over 1,200 meters at its deepest. Water, air brinier than hair. It is crisscrossed by huge cargo ships bearing company logos. Wild pines, Zam, Morian, and at the farthest reaches of the Bay of Revachol, the shadow of the Coalition warship, Archer, on perpetual patrol duty, ready to unleash artillery fire if you were to rise up against the market. You shudder.
The south.
The raised motorway, 881, separating Martinez from Jamrock. Vehicles whoosh past one another day and night, while those who reside in the labyrinthine alleyways beneath the motorway attempt to carry on with their lives in the snow and the slush. And south of the 881 is the Pox. Was once a park, a place for reflection and recuperation for the patients of the old military hospital. In the 20s, it was used as a quarantine center during a measles outbreak that killed many children. Most everyone has avoided the hospital and surrounding park ever since.
Yeah, Shivers is cool. I have not really put like anything into Shivers. I think maybe we put like 1 or 2 initial points into it, but that was it. It wasn't, I mean, I'm decked out in all my Shivers stuff at the moment, so this has been kind of an interesting dive, yeah. It's kind of a cool skill.
The Pox is completely wild now. Evergreen thickets covered in snow and industrial dust. Feral dogs and even wolves roaming in packs. The police try to keep the deepest corners cordoned off.
But still.
Heavy drug users do slip through and hole up in the old military hospital, hoping to find something to get high on among the hastily abandoned supplies, or just to overdose in peace.
Further south.
A line of motor garages with armored carapaces hunched in the cold. A mechanic is hard at work, patching up bullet holes in the side of a Capri 40. These are the garages of Precinct 41. Snow settles on the roof of the repurposed silk mill. It serves as your station. Shivering RCM personnel hurry in and out of the main entrance. Around you, the snow continues to fall. To the west, the ocean swells.
No, it was home. I want more.
The stairs descend to central Jamrock. A man named Cooklove has a snow-covered stall there in the market across the bridge. He sells kebab infested with fly larvae to your colleagues who believe eating it will make them immune to food poisoning.
Cheap viewers.
Snow falls on the utility district, the library, the florist, the Sarah Mauritian restaurant that offers homemade wine, and also on the brothels and drug dens, and the chop shops of the Zemlyaki. All of this built around a lake that formed in a meteorite strike. At the center of this lake, there is a little ship. There are lights at the bottom of its hull. They are lights directed toward the seafloor, looking for something, like whiskers.
Or what?
A chill comes over you, crawling down your back. The sand under your feet is wet. Somewhere in the south, tarpaulin flap in the wind.
Is she gonna be like in the sewers maybe? This is a thought. Where's Ruby?
Near. Snow falls into dark water. She prays, though she doesn't believe. There is a hum in the air. That's all.
Oh, what's below me?
Layer upon layer of sand, poisoned with industrial runoff. The storm drainage, hidden bunkers. Rats scuttle.
Tell me, secret of the sands. Wind?
Someone stuffed a big old polar anorak into a concrete pipe under the boardwalk. It would keep you warm. You would probably never happen across it. but who knows?
Big old polar anorak into a concrete pipe under the boardwalk. Okay, stomp your feet for warmth, brushing off.
We should
the
keep
snow.
moving. Who knows when the snow will let up.
Zoom back out here. It is a little bit easier to kind of navigate this whole thing. We are zoomed out. And can we see this hole that we were talking about here? Underneath the boardwalk? I guess if we're really looking under the boardwalk, probably could be on the boardwalk. See it. I don't know if that's necessarily literal or not, but so I'm avoiding doing the check on the door there only because it is a red check, which means I won't be able to do it again if I get it wrong. Physical instrument might be the next thing I put a point into, because again we need the help from Suna here at some point, and that is the kind of important skill that we need to check on it. I'm just running over here really fast to see if there is anything else that I can select. It doesn't look like anything other than what we've already done.
There's some tear.
On every single little piece in this area here. Okay, I suppose we'll continue onwards now. So if we head back to the entrance of this area, that should allow us to check another trap. If I cannot get stuck on here, excuse me again. Thank you kindly. I think I've been in here like 10 times, but maybe this is its 11th time. No! When was the last time we saved? Oh no, that could be very bad. Oh no! Oh well, this will bring this session to an abrupt ending here. Load it back up. We may have gotten an autosave relatively close by. That would have been a problem though. Sometimes I don't notice when the autosave happens. This will take a nice hot minute to load up as it usually does. Oh, well. The worst case thing is that it's literally where we began today, like 3 hours ago. No, less than 3 hours ago. I bet you it's closer to 1.5, 2 hours, probably 2 hours. Best case is that we got an auto save on one of our rolls or something recently. Yeah, the game just crashed, unfortunately. And we're now trying to figure out where we were. Oh, are you kidding me? This is the beginning of the stream. Oh dear. Oh dear. Yeah. Okay, so we lost everything we did today. I do not have enough time to catch everything up. However, I will speedrun this thing back up to pace soon. That is a nuts situation. Thankfully, on like a lighter note, we've got video, you know, to refer to, so I can literally just go step by step through the whole thing again. And we'll go from there. What a bummer. What an absolute bummer. But this is unfortunately how this game goes.